Thanks for staying here on News Desk. Communications Minister Esla Owusu-Ekufo has slammed the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, GIBA, for what she calls attempts to hijack and dictate the pace of Ghana's digital migration agenda. The Ministry of Communications has over the past week been fighting off claims from GIBA that it is deviating from Ghana's digital migration blueprint by signing an agreement with Chinese TV operator StarTimes to enhance and manage the digital television platform. Speaking on the matter for the first time on news analysis show Newsfile, Esla Owusu-Ekufo said GIBA's concerns are simply misplaced.
Is the Independent Broadcasting Association telling us that they should dictate the pace, content of the DTT migration process? I don't think so. And I think that they also see themselves as key stakeholders in the process, but not as dictators of the entire process, because one, they're not financing this process and they can't sit there and dictate exactly what government does in this process. And I would be a little hesitant to think that that is the stance that they're taking, that because they have said A, it should be A and it shouldn't be any other process.
Well, she added government is not handing over Ghana's digital television space to a foreign entity, as is being speculated by GIBA.
The GIBA letter? Oh, I have looked at it. But all that it's telling me is that I am where the ministry is handing over the DTT platform to StarTimes, which is not true. At the last meeting of stakeholders, several issues came, including the composition of the board of the digital migration company. And so I'm surprised that when they made inputs into the composition of the board of the company that is going to manage the platform, they will turn around and say, we are handing over the platform to StarTimes to manage. So if those are not fanciful fears, then I don't know what they are. Because over and over again
on
with
that
us,
issue,
I'm coming.
On that issue, the NMC has an issue with you. That they, the NMC, constitutionally constituted body, should be the one determining what should happen as far as this company is concerned.
What is this company doing?
They should be constituting this company and its board. They should not only be invited to be members of that board. They are responsible for GBC and other state, media organizations.
Media organizations providing content. This is an infrastructure company. It's akin to telling the Ministry for Roads that you build the road and let GPRTU manage the road for you. That is what NMC is saying. Even at that meeting,
it appears you are pushing them to court. I listened to Jana Painting this week.
I'll be quite happy to meet him in court on this matter, if that is what he intends to do. At that meeting, the stakeholders agreed that even NMC should not be on the board of this company as a regulator. Neither should the NCA. That was part of the input that the stakeholders made, and Sam George was at that meeting. If I'm wrong, let him say so. So even NMC's role, please, even NMC's role in being on the board of this company was disputed and challenged by the stakeholders at that meeting. So in the revised policy that has been given to them to review, subject to our meeting again to finalize it, NMC has been removed from the board of this company. NCA has also been removed from the board of this company in the proposed membership of the board. So let us not I'll use that phrase, confuse issues here.
So move to your next issue.
A lot of issues have been raised. So if you would just allow...
We have very limited time, so quickly canvas them.
Sweetheart deals. What is the sweetheart deal? And I listened very carefully to Chief Crystal, and he confirmed my suspicion, which is motivating what the statement that GIBA put out. And GIBA put out this statement after the notification of the launch of the StarTimes 300 Villages process came out. And so the timing of this is very interesting to me. That yes, they want to protect the interest of their membership, and that is fine. I would also fight to protect the interest of any Ghanaian company, as much as it is in my power.
It's not evident.
So far, nobody has brought any issues before me, which needs my intervention, either for the imposition of a tax waiver for any business that they are doing. Nobody has had any engagement with the ministry as to, unfortunately, the ministry isn't in a position to even intervene in many of these matters now because it no longer has supervisory authority over the Ministry of Information, as it did previously. And so I'm only interested in the infrastructure which is being put in place, which is my mandate. As to the content and the way you do your business, the
so clearly there's a lot of back and forth on this particular issue, and despite the concerns and the desire for clarification on this matter, government is still going ahead to launch this particular project with Star Times, and we are being told at the Akwebu Basic School here in Accra, the minister herself, I'm talking about Esla Owusu-Ekufo, her Deputy George Anda, and Information Minister Designate are currently at that school. We are told is also a beneficiary of this 300 villages being given that particular satellite service from Star Times. Kojo Yankson, my colleague, is here with me in the studio. When we had this news earlier, Kojo, you spoke to Mr. George Anda, and he made it clear at the time that if we had to access a certain loan facility, this was a deal that we had to agree to. Can you share with us more details on that?
Yes, George Anda's, Ninyi George Anda, the Deputy Minister for Communication, was quite clear that the condition under which we can access the $95 million facility, which is part of the Exim Bank agreement, is by using Star Times. What is not clear is the relationship between this 300 village project, let me use its correct name, as quoted by Imani, access to satellite TV for 300 villages in Ghana project. The connection between this project and the enhancement of the DTT network is not clear, because this project is actually not even in the DTT, is not using DTT technology. It's using the technology that organizations like
multimedia, DTH, direct to home.
That's right. It's using that technology. So they are using this to set up these community centers. And government has given them tax waivers of up to $3 million to bring in the equipment to set up these village centers.
Clearly another issue that we know that stakeholders have.